Hello everyone, Jerrel from Sungrand here. I want to share some progress with you on my upcoming game, Gorgeous Sword Long Hard Justice. So this is a game that I've been working on for 2 days now. I've kind of got a marathon going and I haven't had a whole lot of sleep. I'm trying to make a heap of progress on this. So this is 2 days of programming progress. I've programmed and developed all of this just within the 2 days. Um, you have a character who can equip, right now there's 8 different swords in the game, and I probably won't do too many for the initial launch, as there's other features I want to focus on. So you can see there's certain power-ups. When you pick them up, the swords get bigger and bigger. They can get wider, and they can also get harder. And you can get extra blades. You see I got hit, and it removed one of my blades there. So when you have extra blades on the sword, it um, saves you from losing HP when you get hit, but then it means that you lose one of your blades. I have this little extra helper attachment here, so when you sort of earn currency in the game from doing missions, you can take sort of boosters with you into battle. So this blade that's helping me out is something that I earned through one of doing a mission here. So you can also pick up wings as well. So there might be certain missions where you might have to do some platforming, or there's certain enemies where you have to fly in order to deal with them. So when you don't have all the wings, you can only glide a limited amount of time. You can see that eventually I'll hit the ground here. So the more wings you have, the longer you can glide. I'm going to pick up my 5th wing here, and once you have 5 wing pickups, that means you can fly indefinitely. So another feature that I'm very proud of is that when you defeat enemies, or when you hit an enemy, they lose body parts. So the health of the enemy is determined by how many body parts they have left. You can use your special abilities here, and that lets you actually pick up the body parts that have dropped. And if you push the button here, you can actually throw those, and you can damage the enemies using the body parts. So you see I've picked up these body parts. If I press this button, I can throw them out again. You can also, which I haven't programmed yet, but if you bring the body parts back to your starting point, there will be a portal there, and you can put the enemy body parts in there, and you can earn some materials for crafting, so that you can try and create some tools and items that might be useful to you. So I'll just go ahead and beat up some enemies, um, and then I'll use my absorption ability, and the absorption will let me, anything that's nearby, you can see I can pick up the body parts, and then if I push this button here, it'll launch it out. You can see I can damage enemies with those. So there might be certain boss fights where you can't damage the boss with your sword. You actually have to pick up body parts from the enemies, and then while you're flying around, you can also use your abilities to launch those body parts out. So I'm quite excited about this battle system. It's just meant to feel so fluid and fun. You know, your movement is independent of your attacks, so your mobility is quite high in this. As you know, when you attack, no attack will slow down your mobility. So there we go. I think that'll increase my width on that. Yeah, these seem to increase my width. I'll see what this pickup is. So that is this is the fastest I've actually developed anything within 2 days. Um, it's basically, all the programming is basically complete now. The entire battle system, the entire framework for the game is totally finished. All that's left now is to do the heads-up display and the game over logic for when you lose the mission. Eventually you'll get killed. So you can see my red streaks that I leave behind, those sort of cool effects. That actually determines how much health you have. So right now I'm at minimum health, and I haven't programmed the game over state yet, but when you run out of health, I think I could probably take one hit, and then I would be finished with the mission, I'd have a game over, and then you get to keep your rewards or whatever. So you try and get a high score. You defeat as many enemies as possible. So I just think it's a pretty fun way to track your health, or those red streaks that your character leaves behind. Okay, so that is 2 days of development. It's really I you shouldn't really work like that. I didn't take any breaks or anything like that, and I've slept very little. But I've basically have the whole game finished. Basically within 2 days, all the programming is all finished now. So all that's left really is a couple small things, but I still have to do the entire soundtrack. I can do the whole soundtrack in one day. Let's see here. And I need to just create some boss enemies, and there's going to be more enemy variety. So certain enemies, you'll have to fly in order to deal with them. Certain enemies will have like an elemental attack or like a magic attack, so you have to jump to avoid the enemy attacks. Certain enemies, you won't be able to damage them with your sword, so you'll have to use your special abilities here to, harness the power of your enemy's limbs, and then you can um, throw them out and damage enemies. Sort of a stop hitting yourself situation, if you will. So anyway, I hope you thought that was interesting. I'm going to try and catch up on some sleep. I'll wake up very early, and I would like to have this basically pretty much finished as of tomorrow. It ended up a little more complex than I intended, but I was having so much fun creating this that I think it was worth it spending just a little bit of extra time today adding a little bit more variety and complexity. And now I can have more dynamic missions and levels that really um, add some variety. For example, having to go and find the wing parts so you can deal with levels in certain ways. And I'll create a few more unique levels that have interesting visuals and lighting. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have a good day. Thank you very much for watching. And I hope we'll check in again soon. I'll hear from you again soon. Take care of yourselves.